Broadcasting live from Houston, Texas, and around the world. TV host, best-selling author, and radio personality Brad Gilmore brings you a collection of conversations with stars from movies.
Matthew McConaughey.
Brad Gilmore.
Mark Wahlberg.
Hey, how are you?
The one and only Sydney Sweeney joins us. Sydney, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
Tom Hanks and Robin Wright in my favorite movie of the year. Guys, thanks so much for joining the show.
Oh, thank you.
Well, thank you. Jessica Alba and Lizzie Mathis. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
Kevin Costner joins us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Television.
Jimmy Fallon joins us this morning. Jimmy, how you doing, my friend?
Good morning. Thank you so much, Brad, for having me. I appreciate this, bud.
One of my all-time favorites, Vince Vaughn, joins us right now. Vince, thanks, man.
Oh, great to be with you, Brad, and great to be talking to Houston. Good morning to you.
We got Owen Wilson. We got Judy Greer. Thanks for joining the show, guys.
Thank you.
Jay Leno joins us. Jay, how you doing?
Hey, Brad, what's going on?
We got Anna Sawai joining the show. Anna, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you, Brad.
Music.
Lola Monroe.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
The legendary frontman of AC/DC, Brian Johnson, joins us right now. Brian, how you doing?
Good morning, Brad. What looking at talking me funny, lad.
Megan Trainor.
Thank you so much, Brad. You're awesome.
Paris Hilton, the infinite icon herself, is on the show. Paris, love the film.
Thank you. I'm so proud of it.
And more. This is The Collection. Now your host, The Boat.
Brad Gilmore! Well, joining me right now is a superstar that you're going to see at Monday Night Raw here in Houston at the Toyota Center and streaming live on Netflix April the 6th. She is a former women's intercontinental champion of the world. She is the one and only Maxxine Dupri. Maxxine, how are you?
Hello, I'm wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing great. Look, first off, when you hear Intercontinental Champion, you had that championship, you beat Becky Lynch for it in grand fashion with the world watching. Does it still feel real? Did you have that imposter syndrome?
Oh, the imposter syndrome, I fear, will never leave my body. I cannot believe that I got to hold that beautiful title. And since I lost it, I've just been yearning to win it back. And you know, we're hustling, we're in training, we're working on it because I took my eye off the ball. I let Natty lose her mind and turn on me and get the best of me. And I let Becky get the best of me. And it's been a rough go, but I entered 2026 as a champion. So I'm determined to leave 2026 as a champion.
When you got called up from the main roster from NXT, was it immediately in your mind, like goal oriented, I want to be a champion? Or was that something that came later? Were you just trying to figure out what you were going to do when you got up there?
Yeah, I had a really interesting start. You know, I got called up very early. I was injured at the time. I wasn't trained. I had never had a match. So truthfully, I was just treading water and I was like, let me just do my best to stay employed. Like, I just need to survive and then I'll see what happens next. And I think as I started competing in the ring, even then, I don't know that I ever really thought I was capable of achieving that. And it like shocked myself. And I always say that, like, I know the world was shocked, but I'm like, guys, I was shocked with you. Like when I hit that crossbody and I beat Becky Lynch, the first woman to ever wrestle main event WrestleMania, to achieve all these things, like I was equally shocked.
When you got, the word, you got the Iggy, like, hey, this might be happening. What was the immediate reaction going on in your mind? Like, oh man, I can't mess this up. Was pressure then just turned all the way to 11?
I honestly feel like the pressure is always at 11. You're only as good as your last performance. And I think what's so beautiful about professional wrestling is that it's an art and things are never go perfectly. So even when I have a match that I come back and I'm like, wow, I ate that, I crushed, there's still at least 5 things that I'm like, why did I do that? So no matter what, that pressure I think is always there. And, things are ever changing here. So it's just like, you got to stay on your toes and take advantage of any opportunity you get, but you also can't be married to anything that you hear because you just never know.
Well, so one of the guys who works in the gorilla position at WWE, Bruce Pritchard, he worked with me down here in Houston for a long time. And I remember he had this great line that I don't know if it came from Vince or who it came from, but it was, it can't go wrong if it's live. We have one take out there. Whatever's supposed to happen is going to happen.
Yes.
But I feel like as a performer, you're used to this, right? Your background, you came from a sports entertainment background, really, and you kind of already knew that you have one take to do it. It's in front of a crowd, pressure's on. And I can only imagine that helped you so much in this forum.
Oh my gosh. Yes. And even down to when I was a child, I danced from the time I was 3 until 24, and I competed in dance my entire life. And, if you've ever watched Dance Moms or anything, that like every kid, you have a solo, you go on stage, you're going to forget it one time. And the worst thing you can do is stand there and cry or run off the stage. Like that was not allowed. I would be doing cartwheels in a circle before I cried off that stage. Like, cause my coach was going to rip me a new one if I came off that stage. Like, you forget what you're doing, you sit out there and you perform until the song is over. I don't care if you're 9 years old. So that has been embedded in my soul my whole life, which is so beneficial because like you said, things will go wrong but it can't, right? We're live. So you got to just keep performing. And that's the beautiful thing I think about growing up a competitive dancer is it really taught me that.
Well, and also in dance, you have to understand and embody the emotion of the song, embody the character of the performance, right? You have to know what the story is being told. And that's the same thing in pro wrestling. Sure, there might be a heat spot and a cutoff and a comeback and all these things you got to learn. But did you find it like easily transferable, or is like the psychology of pro wrestling a little bit different?
I think for me, the performance, the acting, the playing a character, that's my bread and butter. I love that. And that's what I think I've always been good at growing up, right? And then the part that's so challenging is learning this new art that's physical, and you need it to feel real and you need it to feel raw and not like a dance, not planned, not choreographed. You want this to feel, you want someone to sit in the front row and be shocked to their core at every step and turn. And I think that's the part that is such an art form that takes so long to master. And I do believe the more you watch it, the more it makes sense in your head, right? It's like the more product you watch, the more you're like, yes, I feel that. And then you relate to it and it's easier to apply to yourself. But it is challenging when you first start and you come into this world and, you didn't grow up in it and you're like, wait, where do I even begin?
Well, so, it's interesting because Booker T, one of the greats of all time, he and I have done a radio show together for the last 12 years. And I love just to listen to him talk about psychology. But the other thing that's interesting about him for me is he's like, I watch movies and I steal a lot of my stuff from movies, from fight scenes in films or lines or characters, because you start looking at everything. There's that term, everything is pro wrestling. And I think that once you get into business, you see that everything is pro wrestling. And you're like, they're playing this babyface heel. This is a promo they're cutting to. It's like you see it in movies, politics, you see it in everything, right? So who are the people you go to go like, hey, I'm gonna pick their brain? Mine might be Booker T, but who do you go to pick their brain?
Oh, I feel so blessed to have so many. One who I just hate to admit, but Chad Gable. I love to pick his brain because he's someone that, grew up loving this and he has such a great understanding of the psychology. So he's someone I love to talk to. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I also, I go to Tyler Breeze a lot and Sean Spears, and they have such a cool perspective on selling and when the offense matters. And that's helped me so much, is understanding that, because it's challenging when you're like, okay, I want to do this new move I worked on. And it's like, well, that move doesn't matter if you can't back it up with X, Y, and Z. So I've loved that. And I think, at the Performance Center over time, we've had different coaches for promo. We've had Ryan Katz, who's amazing. And also while I was there, we had this acting coach who was from Los Angeles, not in the wrestling world. And I learned a lot from him. And I really enjoyed his perspective on memorization and adapting to a character and making it fit you, making this verbiage fit your character and your journey. And those are things that I really enjoy learning about. And then the cool thing is that then you get to apply it in the ring. And what are those mannerisms? And sometimes I am watching a movie and I'm like, oh, I love that mannerism. Let me stick that in my pocket.
Yeah, I'm stealing that. I'm taking that. I'm going to implement it here. And you're so right. The moves obviously matter, but it's more what comes before and after. The in-betweens matter so much more than why did that crossbody mean so much, right?
Yeah.
It's not just doing it, it's why did it mean it? The crowd gets hotter at this moment than if you did it at the beginning of the match or whatever the case may be. Yeah, that's why I think that this is one of the hardest things to do. And I also think that pro wrestling is the ultimate, like, an entertainment boot camp. Because you learn like acting, you learn memorization, you're on camera, but you're also in front of a crowd. It's live television, so you got to work the camera, but you also got to work the crowd at the same time. You have to know how to do all these things.
And then on top of all that, your social media is half your character, half you, and you're trying to like keep it all alive. Like,
how have you navigated that?
It's something that I think I kind of take day by day, right? Because there's things that I do believe, you need for your story. So like it's on you to portray that story when you clock out of Monday night. Like if you're only getting the opportunity to work on TV once a week, and let's just say it's 3 minutes, or maybe it's a 30-second backstage, that is on you to continue to tell that story on your own time. So I think it's a beautiful thing that you get to do that. My light just died.
It's all beautiful
that you get to do that. But I also think it's challenging because then you have these other life moments that you want to share. But I look at it as, from the perspective of myself, where I grew up. I'm 28, so I grew up like watching reality TV. And I think about, for example, Kylie Jenner, right? I watched her on the Kardashians. I love seeing her personal life. When she posts her kids, I am sat. I'm like, give me more. And I also love seeing, the behind the scenes of the drama from the TV show.
Right.
So I get it like that. Like if someone's truly a fan of you, they want to see your character development. They want to see what you're thinking outside of Monday night, but they also do want to see what you're doing at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that in this unreal era that we're in now, it really is 24/7, almost not just living the gimmick, but living the life and letting the people kind of gravitate to Maxxine in front of and behind the camera. My final question for you, Maxxine, again, you'll be here in Houston, Toyota Center, April the 6th, live on Netflix, on the road to WrestleMania. As you look down the path, what is the one match that you want? What's your WrestleMania moment going to be if you could script it, if you could write it right now?
If I could write it right now, I would turn that women's intercontinental championship match between AJ Lee and Becky Lynch into a triple threat. That would be my dream. To share the ring with AJ Lee would be unbelievable. She's been such a wonderful mentor to me since returning to our locker room. It's been so special. And I've got a few hits I'd like to lay on Becky. I've got some pent up aggression that I would like to unleash.
Absolutely. Maybe you'll get that chance. It's still a long road to WrestleMania. Anything can happen. But Maxxine, I mean this earnestly. The WWE roster and the women's roster is so packed. It's so talented, and it's better for having you involved in it. Your character is amazing, and what you've been able to do in the ring over this last year has been a joy as a fan to watch and see. So congratulations on all your success. And I hope you get that match, and I hope you main event WrestleMania the following year. We'll see what happens. I appreciate you, Maxxine.
I appreciate you. Thank you for your time.